Opposition groups in Egypt say the government's proposal on how to end the political crisis in the country is not enough. The Band Brotherhood and other groups took part in landmark talks with the government after 13 days of street protests aimed at forcing President Hosni Mubarak to resign. The government has proposed a review body to amend the constitution, while the opposition says the talks are only a first step and the government's offer is insufficient. Today's talks were held between Egypt's Vice President Omar Suleiman and a number of other opposition parties, including WAFD and Tagamu. However, key opposition figure Mohamed El Baradei was not in the talks. State TV said the participants had agreed to form a joint committee of judicial and political figures tasked with suggesting constitutional amendments. But they rejected foreign interference in Egypt's affairs and said they would work towards a peaceful transition of power. In the meantime, signs of life have returned to the streets of the capital, Cairo, after a week of a major halt on businesses. As Sunday is the first working day in the Middle East, banks and shops are open around the capital. A government-imposed curfew and fear of violence has led many Egyptians to remain inside the safety of their own homes, with whatever resources they've had at their disposal. Many Egyptians, even some who joined widespread demonstrations to end Mr. Mubarak's 30-year rule, say they're desperate to get back to life. A very large portion of the changes that they anti-government protesters wanted have already been met. The government began to feel sympathetic towards them and asked them what they wanted. But now what? I'm sure that if Mubarak leaves today, they still will not go home, because there are groups within them that want us to become like Tunisia or Iraq. If a new government was assigned today, they will complain that some of its members are from the existing ruling party. The situation has surpassed anything we've ever seen in Egypt. The Egyptian Stock Exchange will, however, remain closed for an 8th day on Tuesday. The United Nations estimates that up to 300 people have died in the unrest, and the health minister says around 5,000 people have been wounded since the protests began.